Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited to be bringing you this month's issue of the Ice Cream Beauty Box. I have been giving this box seriously for several months, or honestly, I don't even know, a lot of months now. And I really love it, especially because this box is so affordable. I think it is under $30 last time I checked, and you do get a wide variety of products, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So let's go ahead and zoom in and we can start unboxing what we got this month. Okay, so I was correct. The box is $30, $29.99, which is such a good deal for everything you get in your box. So let me go ahead and we'll pop it open. You do have the option, you do have the option with this box generally to add on an extra palette. They usually do that, or something that they'll kind of do with this box. So in this month's box, they did do 2 palettes. I went ahead and got both because they're both from Clarity Cosmetics. So I did get the Bloom palette, and then I also did get the Deadly Roses palette. So we'll look at both of those. I do know that I had seen on Instagram several people did have some issues with both of their palettes. My only issue I had was with the Deadly Roses palette. I will go ahead and show you. I think that some of these shimmer shades are just kind of lightly packed, so they're very fragile. But it was this shade here for me that did shatter. I don't know if it's looking quite correct on camera. I actually did the rubbing alcohol method, and I mean, as you can see, hopefully you can see it, it completely fixed itself. So that's really exciting. I know that does not work for everything, but it did work for this one. So I did want to shout that out. If in fact you did get this palette and have that issue, if you don't necessarily want to like reach out to the brand or whatever to try to get a new palette. I did not have an issue at all though with my Bloom palette. That one is perfectly intact. I will just show you it if you are curious to see that beauty. But yes, it is an additional $10 if you do decide to get both items, which I think is like such a freaking steal. So anyways, continuing on. So we did get by B Bella is this blush palette thing, blush quad. So I got mine in the shade light. I don't know if we all got the same one. I'm kind of hoping maybe not. I unfortunately don't have my card, so I cannot see. I really do hope that they did, what do you call it, something different for all the different skin tones that they do have. But here is our blush palette. These shades do look pretty nice. I'm forgetting on the price, but I do know this one was a bit more on the more affordable price. So definitely check out, I'm going to probably check out Bella as a brand just to kind of see. We do have some kind of glowy bronzery shades. I don't know if I'm going to get much use out of those, but I would say these 3, definitely I will. This just looks... Here, we can kind of swatch it. It's not bad, but for like my skin like tone, I think because I'm more like ready, it's not going to work that great for me. But hopefully they did, like I said, did do different versions of this for like different skin tones. But also, like I said, 3 out of 4, not bad at all. Continuing on. Okay, so I lost my box and I'm so sad. But they did continue these little bear things. So I got shade 6. I don't know if we all got shade 6. So far, I did just do a little swatch. And this, compared to last month's one, is a ton better. So I am super happy. I'm just going to shake it up, make sure. But it is, I feel like the color is just, I hope you can see that, is just a lot better. It's like right here. It's a lot more like shiny, and I really do like that. Of course, we will be putting it on to see like how it actually feels. I won't be doing necessarily a wear test, but I feel like a lot of times you can, especially I feel with liquid eyeshadows, you can get a pretty good gist if you feel like it's going to like rest well on your eyes. So I will be curious of that. We did get a highlighting stick here. I'm blanking on the brand. Oh, from Moonslice Beauty. So we got it in the shade Girly Pop. Is, yes, highlighter stick. Pretty nice kind of packaging. Let's do a little swatch. Again, this shade is probably not for me. We can try it and see. Let me kind of buff it out a bit with my finger. So we might be able to do something. I think, especially for like somebody like me, I think this might work really great, as well as kind of like an underpainting step. I think that it is going to hopefully give a nice glow, but not be too much. And then lastly, we did get a glowing lip oil from the brand Illuminati in the shade Sorbet. I'm not a huge fan of lip oils, if you all know, but you know, whatever. They're super in trend, so I'm not surprised. And hopefully for all of you, you like that idea. It looks like it might just be kind of like a clear shade. I really don't know. Let's see the smell. Nice smell. Kind of like lightly sweet, but I like that it's not like chemically, so that's good. I guess we can go ahead. If I can find a find a mirror. Let me go ahead and just apply a little bit. I don't know if this is gonna be like my final lip thing that I wear, but we'll try it right now. I'd say it feels nice. I think for me, a big reason why I do not like lip oils or like lip products much in general is that it does really just kind of coat the lips. But if you like that, I think you really will really like this. It does feel pretty like hydrating, so that is nice. I do have like a little bit of foundation probably on my lips, so that is what we're looking like. But honestly, not bad. I like that. That's nice. So let's go ahead and move on to, I guess, official testing. Okay, so I'm thinking we will go ahead and play with this cream highlighter situation first. So I'm just going to apply a little bit where I would normally highlight. It does really not look that bad. Now that I think about it, like on my skin, I feel like that's gonna work pretty well. Let's do a little on the nose, a little bit of the lips. Should I do like my brow bone? It is quite like obviously a thick stick, so it's not super easy, but it's really not horrible size. Does it smell? No, not really. Okay. Well, brush. I'm just gonna use this kind of brush. Just stamp it out. And from what I can see so far with this product is it really is just kind of a glowy product, which I actually really like. I feel like it adds like a nice, hopefully you can see that. It's like a healthy glow to the skin. And I think it's really user friendly. So I'm definitely happy that they decide to add that into this month's box. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our little blush palette situation here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for Dreaming. This shade here is also kind of pretty. It feels almost kind of like a tan though. Like, I guess I could try a little bit and just see. I'm just gonna use my big old fluffy brush. I would just say this feels very neutral. It almost feels like a powder, like a face powder, to be honest. But I feel like it adds like a little something. Again, like I said, I really do hope that they did different colorways for this, what do you call it? Like this like launch. I don't remember if they have us pick when we first sign up our like skin tone. I hope they do. So they can give us different stuff. Ooh, I like that. That's really pretty. I feel like it is applying really well and blending really well. And on camera, like, I think it looks so nice. Moving on to our next product. We are kind of flying through these. I do not know what palette. I'm leaning towards Bloom because I think it might work well with this like liquid thing. But we could always do this one. I think I'm going to be doing a look with both palettes in the future. I don't know if I want to do it in this video. We'll have to think about it. Let's see. But for right now, let's stick with Bloom. And when I had originally looked at this palette, I noticed, and I kind of do agree, there are quite a large variety of, oh, that's interesting, a large variety of like deeper shades, which is really cool. I'm really hoping that it will accentuate with this shade. I will say the one thing where I was like, oh, that's weird, is the shade right here is doing that thing where shades will kind of like puff up. I don't know if that means it's like older, or I feel like sometimes it just happens with how shades are. So just kind of keep that in mind if you have this palette. I do think this is a relatively new palette to the brand though, so I don't think it's like old or anything. I think that can just be sometimes something that happens. I don't know if that will mean that in the future the shade might shatter. Hopefully not, but I guess we shall see. Okay, enough talking. Let's go ahead and play with some colors. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Okay, just to get us going, let's go ahead and start with this shade right here, which is called Blooming Around. It's like a really deep, I can't tell if it's like a purple or a blue. Just gonna start applying that to the outer corner of my eye. I'm just using a pencil brush. I feel like I have not used a color like this in a really long time or ever. It's a really pretty shade. I've been finding myself lately kind of stuck in this, not on purpose, but where I've been doing like a lot of green and purple looks. So I'm kind of excited to play with something that is a little bit still within that realm, but it's like this different level of shade. So I'm super excited with that. I'm just gonna switch brushes just to make it easier for me to fill in. So far though, pigmentation, definitely not surprised. Clarity Cosmetics has a really nice formula. Okay, next up, I'm thinking of dipping in with this shade, which is called Just Pollen Your Leg. That's cute. It's like a purple. I appreciate that these shades, kind of like I was saying, it's like a purple, but it almost feels a bit dustier of a purple. I'm just gonna take that into the crease. I feel like I really appreciate this palette, especially like the color of it definitely feels kind of spring to me, but I almost feel a little bit like it's a good one to help us like transition to this more fall time that we're finding ourselves in. I feel like it's so easy to just have the normal like fall tones of like, you know, oranges and browns, which I, of course, 100% love. But I do love something like this that gives you something different so that you're not always just playing with the same thing. And I feel like this is honestly coming together like really fast. I was not expecting this to come together this fast, and I really love it. We might even have time to play with the other palette on the other eye. So while we're blending and layering up here, how's your week been? Hopefully everything is going well for you. I was gonna say, for me, I was really tempted to actually skip posting a video this week, but I'm trying to stay motivated. I'm just taking a clean brush just to blend everything out, but I'm really trying to stay motivated. I normally would have a Thursday off, and that is when I lately have been editing my videos, but I don't have that day off this week, so it's gonna be a little tough, but I'm hoping that I can still pull it off. I think we should be able to. I'm gonna go ahead and take this really deep, gorgeous shade here, which is called, ooh, that feels really nice. What is this called? You Rose to the Occasion, like a gorgeous shade, and it just feels, I kind of love when a shimmer feels very like thick on the finger, because I feel like I just know it's gonna like last well. And I would definitely say this is kind of your more standard shimmer, nothing too crazy, but still really pretty. And then what I'm hoping for is we can actually try out our little bear here, which I'm honestly, now that they've sent us 2 of these, I do hope that we get the entire set. I know my friend James had thought they were gonna do this, so I think it'd be kind of cool if we do get them all. All right, playing that. I'm realizing this might actually be a bit more green, but whatever. And let's just use a flat brush to kind of stamp that in. I will say, hands down, this one is a ton better than last month. It's like actually applying, so I appreciate that. And it is giving us a nice amount of shimmer. Now, I will be curious to kind of allow it to dry down as we work on the other eye and just see what we're thinking. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and move over to our other eye. So I'm gonna go and bust out this palette now. If you haven't seen, this is our lovely color story. I'm kind of wanting to do the red. I feel like I never do like a red look, and I feel like I need to. So I'm actually just going to take a flat shader brush for this side, and I'm really just going to pack on this red shade onto the outer corner. I feel like the look of this palette on the outside really had me thinking, I don't know, I thought the shades were going to be different. Like, it's interesting that this color scheme Again, though it's different, to me it's kind of giving Christmas because has some like reds and greens, but it seems really interesting. And I'm just really happy to be able to play with some more eyeshadow, some more Clarity Cosmetics. And they have one other palette from them, so when I saw that they were doing 2, I jumped at the chance because hello, we love a deal. That's something that I really, say, if I haven't said before, that I really love about Ice Cream Beauty Box is if you're on a budget, like a lot of us are, as you've been hearing me talk in my other videos, it is such, I think, a great idea to have something that is it's an okay price. It's $30 a month, so it's definitely not the most expensive as in terms of makeup. And you're able to get a nice amount of indie products. Sure, are all of them amazing? No, but I think you do get some really good gems in there that are well worth the price of the box, these palettes included. I think that they work with a lot of indie brands that I absolutely love. And I think it's so cool that we are able to do that at such like an affordable price point. All right, what am I gonna blend this red out with? Seriously, no clue. I don't know if I just want to soften it on its own, or I do have these like more neutrally shades. These are pretty soft. And I don't want to lose the red, so I could dip in with the other palette, but I'm trying to like keep it concise because I kind of want to give you guys some ideas in case you only chose one palette. So I'm just going to blend out our red, and this red is absolutely gorgeous. It's so pretty. I never wear red, but this kind of red is really pretty. It feels very wearable. Probably shouldn't take my word of advice though on what's wearable, right? Because hello, I tend to not do wearable. Okay, let's do the red shimmer shade. Feels pretty nice. Not as thick as the other one, but let's say it feels nice. And again, kind of is that standard shimmer. I would say I'm kind of more metallic, but really pretty. I mean, if you want to do just like an all red eye, I think this one would actually be really gorgeous just to do that matte shade and then this all over the lid. I think that's really pretty. Okay, I'm wanting to use a lot of these shimmers, but I'm going to dip in with this one. I'm going to do the one that did break too, just because I think that one's like really pretty. I want to do this one next to the red. Ooh, that's so nice. I really do think this palette is going to transition like super well for like Christmas, which is really nice. Or the holidays, holiday vibe makeup. Love that. Okay, let's go with the gorgeous one that did break, but I think it is like the cool, like the most shimmery one of the palette. Pack that. Oh my god. Yes, it's like, I feel like this one would probably do well with the glitter glue, if I am honest. That just like completely took over the eye. Wow. Holy wow. But that's really pretty. Yeah, I would definitely recommend a glitter glue at this one, but it is still like really freaking pretty. All right, so I just applied a little bit of mascara and holy cow, I guess I should have zoomed this in, but I'll come a little close. I think these both look really pretty. I am in love with this month's box. I think the Ice Cream Beauty Box did it again. I really, really, really love this brand. I think especially for just such a budget opportunity for a lot of us that are trying to save but still want to play with different makeup. I highly recommend. I will try to have a link down below if you want to click and order. Of course, I'm not sent this. I don't have any affiliation with the brand. I just think it is a really good idea if you do want to play with some makeup, but you are on a budget like myself. So let me know your thoughts down below. I do hope you did enjoy this video. I know it was a little bit different from my normal kind of get ready with me that I've been doing lately, but that will still be obviously continuing. Yeah, I hope you're having a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, bye.